Vikings 0-3. It's time to talk about this defense. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Vikings 0-3. Not great. Big part of that 0-3 could very well be this defense. We're going to talk about it.
Could be the defense. Yes, we're just going to talk this thing through, talk about it. I don't know if we're really going to take a stance one side or the other, but we got to talk this defense. And before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're like 166 away from 10K. I don't know. I think you start dropping that hashtag 10K in the comments. We got some great giveaways planned when we hit that beautiful number.
Yep, hashtag 10K comments for sure. So I think we're just going to we're only 3 weeks in, kind of look at what last year Ed Donatel brought, personnel changes, what we're doing this year. Is it better? Is it worse? Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? Let's just hash this effer out.
Yeah, and I think the weird thing is you look at last week against, well, I should say 2 weeks ago against the Eagles, you give up all these yards on the ground. This week against the Chargers, it's all these yards through the air. So, I mean, what's going on here? It's like you're good in one area 1 week, then you're bad. I mean, horribly bad. These are numbers. You shouldn't have a receiver go for 215 on you.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't do that. Shame on us. Shame on us. Well, I mean, the big thing is the Eagles ran the ball down our throat. They ran the ball a ton. Yesterday, they didn't run the ball worth shit. So if they would have ran the ball, I'm pretty sure they probably would have got 3 yards, but they were just getting it all through the air. They didn't have to run the ball. And just a quick state of the union as far as where the Vikings sit. They're currently 26th overall defense, 382 yards a game. They're 25th against the pass, 18th against the run. Only 2 takeaways, 6 sacks, and giving up 27 points a game.
Yeah, and I think, some key numbers there. 2 takeaways is huge. And the sack numbers, too, not quite what we were expecting at this point. And I think Ben Lieber summed it up really well when he did his little post-game thing. He said, we're blitzing all the time, but we're not getting there. We're not hitting home. So the blitz isn't even affecting the passer, which is leaving our back end exposed to the single coverage. The blitz has to get there. And it's not doing it. And Vikings got to figure this thing out.
They do. I think the way it's going to roll is the teams we play are going to do what we've seen. They're going to kind of pick and choose where they're going to go after us, and they're probably going to have some pretty damn good success. Whatever they do. I mean, look at what was it? Overall PFF coverage grades are actually really good. Our run grade is what's the worst.
Yeah, and so like you said, I mean, teams are going to pick what they want to do. The thing that kind of is frustrating to me is you don't see Flores try to do any adjustments. If we're getting gashed on the ground, he just keeps it the same, doesn't try to stack the box, do anything different. Yesterday with Keenan Allen destroying us, didn't see any double coverage, didn't see anything to try to take him out of the game. You're kind of just doing your thing and hoping it finally hits, and maybe that's what we need to expect moving forward.
Well, I think going into the season, you and I were kind of on the same page where we're going to see glimpses of a good defense. We expect a better defense, but we're also going to have some games where it just falls off the rails because personnel-wise, I mean, just like last year, we're missing some very key players along the defensive line as far as just we're playing guys that probably won't start on many teams.
Yeah, so do you think getting Marcus Davenport back is going to help? Is that going to be the thing that pushes this pass rush to the point where they're getting close, but now they're actually going to get there?
I'm glad you brought up Marcus Davenport because he was a big thing the Vikings defense were banking on. And I know they took a big swing on him as far as he's had some injury issues in the past. And I like the swing. I loved it. But he's a big part that's just not out there. He was supposed to be a big part of this defense. When he comes back, if he comes back, it's going to make it better. I don't think he's a game changer.
That's the other thing. It's they're so close. Even yesterday in coverage, they were this close to swatting the ball. I mean, Caleb Evans had the interception bounce off his hands. You're almost there making the sack. It's just this centimeters away from making these plays that change games, and they just couldn't do it yesterday. They couldn't do it against the Eagles. You got to think eventually they're going to hit there, and they're going to make it. It's not going to be close anymore. It's going to actually start happening.
It's either not going to be close or it's not going to be close to the other way, where they're just going to be smoking us. Opposing teams have a 76% completion percentage against us.
Yeah, it's insane.
76%. I mean, what's the NFL average? Low 60s? They can pass it every damn time. And we're playing press man coverage opposed to last year's Ed Donatel. He's playing his zone soft ass shell. It's pick your poison. I know we're going to get into it, but this defense is still better than last year.
Yeah, no, and that's the weird thing. Like, as bad as some of these numbers are, as bad as you've seen a receiver go for 200 yards, you see a running back almost get 200 yards on the ground. I also feel like it's a better defense. We're attacking, we're swarming to the football. You have multiple guys there. It's just these little things that are like, it's weird to me that you're having these players have these astronomical yardage numbers against us, whether it's on the ground or through the air. It's
Yeah.
it's head scratching.
It is head scratching. The other side of this, where I think these numbers get inflated, like the 382 that we're getting yards a game. I mean, we've given up the ball. We've given the other offense way more opportunities than they should have. So you got to take that into account when you're looking at the inflated number as far as the rushing stats or passing stats. It's because we continuously give them the ball.
Yeah, they do. The defense been put in some very bad spots, and I don't think there is. Obviously, getting Marcus Davenport's going to help get him back in the lineup, but I just think the Vikings kind of got to stick with this thing, and you got to get that blitz to hit. You got to hit the quarterback. Got to get some turnovers. Got to get some fumbles, and I think eventually that's going to come. But the fact that it hasn't is a big reason why we're seeing some of these really gross numbers.
Well, what I like is, and maybe I still think this defense is better. I don't think it's way better. I think it's better. I think it's more fun to watch. I think we're putting the offense, at least putting a little bit of pressure on them. But what we got to remember is we replaced Patrick Peterson with, Mekhi Blackman's out there. Patrick Peterson had like an 80 grade last year. He had a fantastic season. Dalvin Tomlinson's gone. We replaced him with Dean Lowry, who hasn't done anything. So we've downgraded at players, but like you said, we got to stick with this because we have some very young players that are only going to get better. Pace, Blackman, Cam Bynum's playing his balls off. We got some bright spots, but they're just not there yet.
Yeah, and I think we said it in the preseason. This defense, if we go down, we're going to go down attacking, and that's kind of been the way it's gone so far this year. We're sending pressure. It doesn't always work. Rarely has worked, but at least we're bringing it to the offense. We're not sitting back and letting them do whatever they want. The results have been pretty much the same, but I'd rather die this way than letting them just take what they want.
Yeah, Byron Murphy, I still think was a good signing. He had a rough one yesterday, obviously, but he's like right there. He's not getting completely smoked, but we're just a couple plays away from making it happen. Out of those 6 sacks, by the way, 5 of them were Daniel Hunter.
It's just, you need someone else to show up and do something. That's all you can say. But yeah, it's weird. As this defense looks great at times. I love the attacking style, but some of these results, just not what you want.
Yeah, last year we ranked last, so you can only get better. But let's just some bright spots on this defense. Let's end on a good note here.
No, you mentioned Cam Bynum already. He's playing his ass off. I think Jordan Hicks is having a little bit of a resurgence as well. He's looked good first couple weeks. Ivan Pace Jr. obviously looking good. So there's players here that are a perfect fit for the scheme and are really using it to their advantage.
Yeah, Harrison Phillips. We got some players. DJ Wanham had a very good game yesterday. So they're giving us glimpses, but we don't need glimpses. We need to put it all together and put a nice little bow on it and whoop some ass.
We do. So let us know in the comments. What's your opinion of this defense? You like it better than last year? Do you wish Ed Donatell was back? Let us know. Whatever is in your heart, we want to hear it.
We do.
And also remember this. If everyone in the world washed their hands properly, we could save 1 million lives a year.